Hi everyone. Okay, today we are talking about the non-mirror image reverse in NLP. We hear this all the time. A lot of people rarely question it, and when they do, they go, well, hang on a minute, I'm using this term and I'm unsure what I'm really talking about. So let me simplify it here for you. Within the field of NLP, it comes up in a couple of different areas. The first one is within the realm of emotions. So within NLP, we like to imagine that love is the only real emotion and that fear is the non-mirror image reverse of love. In essence, it is the true reflection of love. So where we are unable to connect with love, fear is present. Where there is no fear, love is present. We always have a little bit of both, hopefully more of love than fear. As a result, we look at every other unhelpful or unwanted negative emotion as a lower representation of fear. And effectively, it's an illusion. Okay, so the emotional realm is the first area that the non-mirror image reverse crops up in NLP. The second one is in the world of quantum linguistics. Those of you familiar with Cartesian quadrant questioning in NLP will have seen one or both of these diagrams where we start with the theorem. I'm starting on the right-hand side of the page. We start with the theorem, positive A, positive B. We then move to the converse, negative A, positive B. We then move to the inverse, which is positive A, negative B, and the non-mirror image reverse is negative A, negative B. What is that all about? Well, once again, this is all about finding the true reflection of the theorem, i.e. the underlying barrier or block to our expansion beyond a limited thought pattern. So these quadrants are based on Cartesian quadrants from calculus, and the negative is simply replaced with a naught. If you look at the left-hand side, you will now see that we can translate the theorem to what would happen if you did, the converse to what would not happen if you did, the inverse to what would happen if you did not or didn't, and the non-mirror image reverse to what would not happen if you didn't. You might say, well, that's bizarre. And it is bizarre for our conscious mind because the purpose of quantum linguistics is to confuse the conscious mind, to circumnavigate it. The reason is that we make change at the unconscious level. And this is often where NLP differs from other coaching approaches because we are constantly looking to change or break free from a limitation at a different level of consciousness to the one in which it was created. So often we see this a great deal with anxiety or overthinking. It's created in the conscious mind. Often we're thinking what we should be feeling rather than feeling it. And as a result, it hangs around so much longer. Whereas in NLP, we are interested in circumnavigating the conscious mind and accessing the unconscious mind. And this particular linguistic technique helps you to do that. So let's take a little example. Let's say somebody is talking about leaving their job and setting up their own business. So we would start with the theorem. Say, great, what a wonderful idea. But what would happen if you did leave your job and start a business? The client may say to you, well, oof, that would be amazing. It would be really exciting. I might have to prepare better. I might need some more money in the bank. Yeah, I might have to have a really firm plan. And I might have to maybe start that business while I already have a job. I might have to do something else, blah, 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 blah. And you let the client talk out until they have finished answering that question. You say, great. What would not happen if you did leave your job and start a new business? And the client will think about it and they may or may not say something like, well, I suppose I wouldn't have a guaranteed regular income. I suppose I wouldn't have colleagues around me every single day to begin with. And I suppose I would not be able to focus on only wearing one hat. I might have to wear many hats. You say, okay, great. And they may have many more things to say, and you let them talk it out. Then you move on to the inverse. What would happen if you didn't leave your job and set up a business? And then they might say, well, I suppose I'd still feel as stuck as I feel now. Perhaps I'd feel uninspired. Perhaps I'd feel as if I didn't have any autonomy. Perhaps I'd feel as if I maybe wasn't fulfilling my potential. Then you ask the non-mirror image reverse, which is the negative A, negative B. This one is really challenging for the conscious mind to process. And if somebody is in super conscious mode, they're going to say, I'm sorry, that just doesn't make sense. So you keep asking the question until the client responds. Let me give you an example. You might say, okay, what won't happen if you don't leave your job? What wouldn't happen if you didn't leave your job and set up a new business? What would not happen if you did not leave your job and set up a new business? And the client may still be saying, no, I can't process that. You say, yes, you can. Just listen once again. What wouldn't happen if you didn't leave your job? If you can deliver these 4 questions or these 4 quadrants quite seamlessly and quite quickly in a very conversational style, then you will facilitate the client in accessing their unconscious mind, and the response that you get in this quadrant will often be the out of conscious awareness real barrier to break through the limitation. For example, the client may say, well, I'll be absolutely terrified. Now, interestingly enough, the answer may or may not align with the logical or consciously logical response to the double negative. However, it will deliver you what we might call a prime concern. What is most concerning for the client that is blocking or barriering them from breaking out of their belief framework. It might be an emotion. It might be something really profound, like a sense of belonging and working in a team. It may well be a sense of not feeling empowered or good enough. Who knows? The point is, what this does is it circumnavigates the conscious mind, and it gets the client into the unconscious mind, and it gives you the real barrier for you to address with the client, allowing the client to move forward to what they want more quickly. The non-mirror image reverse is a momentary reflection of profound truth. In the physical world, or the sensory world in which we are probably far more familiar, we can demonstrate it as well. Think about when you wear a shirt or a t-shirt with writing on it. If somebody's standing in front of you and you have love written on your t-shirt, then they can read it quite easily. However, if you stand in the mirror, you get a reversed reflection. So love reads as it does on the right-hand side of this slide, because all mirrors are reversing mirrors. And this has quite an interesting impact on our perception of reality and our perception of self. What's even more interesting is that this is all about triangles and the universe and consciousness. And this is what we start to delve into at the Master Practitioner level of NLP. There was a man who knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9. As he clearly stated, if you knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have a key to the universe. What on earth did he mean? Here's the thing. We have been operating for many years from the perspective that the universe operates in binary, when actually the universe operates in trinary or ternary. Think about music. The most successful or popular songs, be they classical or modern music, are written in ternary form. A, B, A. The first fundamental law of the universe is the law of three forces, of three principles, or, as it is often called, the law of three. According to this law, every action, every phenomenon in all worlds, without exception, is the result of a simultaneous action of three forces: the positive, the negative, and the neutralizing. Yeah, we live in a world of polarity, and we have translated this to binary. However, we have omitted the neutralizing force. We can think of this in terms of ego. The ego is the neutralizing force that balances the id and the superego. How many times throughout literature, throughout religious texts, throughout science do we hear about threes? Ooh, everything happens in threes. Body, mind, and soul, body, mind, and spirit, the Holy Trinity. How many times do we hear about threes? I wonder, coincidence or not? So let us talk about the concept of the flip mirror or a true mirror. You may even have one at home. This is where you place two mirrors at a right angle. So obviously that square represents a 90-degree right angle. And then you stand and you look at the seam in between those two mirrors. And what this does is it actually gives you a true reflection. And what I mean by that is it allows you to see yourself as other people see you. It has quite a profound impact on people, and it is specifically called a flip mirror or a true mirror. This represents the two mirrors being joined together down the 90-degree angle line, and what it delivers is an image with no reversal. So it's a non-mirror image reverse. It's a true reflection. And as we stand in central line, obviously our reflection crosses both mirrors, and the more seamless the line, the better the illusion. It offers us a true reflection as other people see us. And I highly encourage you to look into a true mirror if you haven't done so. Some people, and maybe you, choose to deliver to themselves or speak out powerful affirmations in the mirror when they're cleaning their teeth or when they're preparing to go out or go to work. And they may speak to themselves in the mirror, and actually you may just enjoy the joy of experiencing seeing your reflection in a flip mirror or a true mirror. And I want to share with you a video that I found, and this was delivered by a man called John Walter, who has created many true mirrors, and he's created the True Mirror Company. He appreciates the impact of the truth, and I have put the video link to his channel and this particular video in the description below, because you may choose to make your own true mirror, or you may choose to buy one. So have a look at this.
Every day you look in a mirror, whatever's there gets altered by being backwards. What has that done to you? What has that done to your sense of self, your understanding of who you are and how you are, when your natural expressions won't communicate what's naturally there? Wouldn't you like to see yourself the way the world sees you? Where you can actually come up to yourself in a mirror and go, hey, there I am, everything's great. And the light of your eyes confirm what's actually there. So creating a true mirror or a non-reversing mirror is basically just two mirrors at right angles. But the problem is there's always a big line in the middle. And that line is important because it goes right through your eyes. And that's why most people don't pay attention to it. If you see it in a bathroom medicine cabinet combination, it doesn't really register. However, what I did was take front surface mirror, which is where the silver's on the front of the glass instead of behind it. And what happens is if you join it then, the line actually, the silver is touching silver, and that line actually goes away. And this is important because then you can actually make eye contact without any of that distracting line. And that's when you can actually look into your own eyes and go, ah, there I am. I've dedicated my life for the last 25 years to bring this to people so they can see who they really are. And the truth is that who we are as people is probably pretty fine, pretty wonderful. And you can actually see that for yourself and believe in yourself so much better because of it. This is why we're doing this work here. And we invite you to actually come and take a look for yourself. So the point of the true mirror is to be able to give you a chance to see yourself the way other people see you. And at the same time, to realize that whatever you've been seeing in the regular mirror is actually kind of not right. It's not really you. So who you are, how you are, why you are, what people see in you is one thing, and you've been seeing something else. My name is John Walter, and we're talking about the true mirror, which is the only mirror that doesn't reverse your image when you look into it.
So this is pretty cool, huh? This really got me excited when I saw it, because it allowed me to realize that this is exactly how I represent what we're doing with NLP. We are clearing back the conscious mind conditioning of society, of family, of belief systems which do not serve us, in seeing our true magnificence, in remembering who we really are, in realizing how much power we really have. And obviously, as you know, I always refer to power as internal. This is about shining from the inside out. And this is what the non-mirror image reverse in NLP is all about. It is uncovering your true brilliance and allowing you to shine it from the inside out. See you next time.